Well, that didn't work. Alright, so I'm back in the garage working on the WJ today. Today, doing some less than exciting work, but needs to be done. So I have a check engine light that's been on this for a little while that I will need to I need to see if I can resolve it. So I read the codes out, and it tells me that it's a EVAP code, large leak detected. So since it's a large leak, hopefully that'll make it easier to find. Anyway, what I have that I'm going to use to try and diagnose this is I bought a smoke test machine. I just got this off of Amazon for like 50 bucks, I think. This one, it uses an air hookup. Some of them you buy have like a built-in compressor or air supply. This one does not. It requires an air hookup, but I have a compressor, so that shouldn't be a problem. So anyway, I'm going to get that hooked up and see if I can find the leak in this thing. I've never used one of these smoke detector things before, so we'll see how that goes. On the WJ, this right here are a couple of the EVAP hoses. Normally this purge valve sits right over here, but I had to relocate it because of my washer fluid bottle that I relocated. And so anyway, though, you see that little green cap on there? That is a check port for the EVAP system, so I'm going to use that, hook my smoke system up to that, and pump a bunch of smoke through it and see if I can see any leaks. Alright, so I got the air and power hooked up to this thing, and it appears to be making smoke. There you go, now you can see it. Alright, so before I can use this check valve, I need to take the cap off, and then I believe there's like a Schrader valve in there, which is similar to like what you got on your valve stems on your tires. So we got to get that out of there. Interesting. So this smoke tester came with this tool, which is similar to what you'd use for like a valve stem, but this valve is different. You cannot see in there very well, I'm sure, but normally like a valve stem there's like a straight bar across that this would engage with, but this one does not appear to have that. It looks like it's round, and then you need like a flat screwdriver of some sort with like a split in it to get in there. So that's interesting. Yeah, this does not do anything. Alright, so what I ended up doing is I ended up pulling off this line here where it goes onto the purge valve, because that was a lot easier to get off than that one. So now I should be able to put my smoke test line in that, because this thing has a little cone on the end that you just kind of shove it in there. Just like that. And now we look for smoke. Alright, so I definitely got smoke coming out back here. This is where the EVAP canister is on the WJ. So now I just got to figure out where that's coming from. But you can see there's a lot of smoke coming out of there. So there's definitely a leak. I'll see if I can figure out where that's coming from. Alright, I couldn't tell where it was coming from. It's coming from somewhere up top, the EVAP canister up in there. So I'm going to take this out. There's a bracket that holds this on. Yeah, right up there. There's a bolt that holds that bracket on, and then there's a keyhole, and that'll allow the whole thing to slide up. So I'm going to pull that off and then see if that'll let me lower this whole thing down, and maybe I can see where it's leaking from up top. There's also a couple bolts on this bracket up front there and there that I got to come off. Alright, I got it down significantly. See if, and I turned the smoke back on. So we should be able to see where it's coming from now, right? Huh. Oh, huh. Yep, I see the problem. Can you see that right there? There's a giant hole broken in the top of my canister right there. So, yeah. Well, that actually doesn't surprise me very much, because I have bashed this thing on rocks a couple times, but that complicates things. So I got to take this whole thing out and see if I can patch that up, or if I need to get another canister. Alright, so I brought the whole thing over to the bench here so we can get a little better look at it. So there you go. There's my problem. You can see the plastic cracked because this right here, it's bolted onto that. And so undoubtedly, when I smashed this on a rock, it smashed this whole thing up and broke that piece. And so that's where I'm leaking, is right out of that giant hole there. So I'm going to unbolt this and pull this whole thing out and then see what I can figure out. Alright, so here's what I got going on. So I used JB Weld to put this back together and hold it, and it's been quite a number of hours. That's pretty hardened up. Not all the way hardened, but it's hardened enough. And then what I'm doing here is there's still a few more little cracks, and so I'm covering it a whole thing up with the Right Stuff RTV gasket maker. So hopefully that will prevent it from leaking. Alright, so I got this thing all sealed up and put back in the bracket. So I didn't reattach this bolt here because, as you can see, the bracket is really bent. And I could have bent it back, but also I just didn't want to, because I think that's what broke this in the first place, is if I hit the bottom of this, it's pushing that up, and then it broke that bracket. And so instead, I just put a zip tie around this that kind of holds it in there, because that way it'll kind of float a little bit, so if I hit the bottom, it'll just move up slightly in there and hopefully not break anything. So now I just got to get this thing back in the Jeep. Alright, so I was just starting to put this thing back in the Jeep, and I found another hose that's cracked. You can see right down there, right there, that hose is split at the bottom, so it's the one that goes right here in between these two tubes. So I need to go to the parts store and see if I can find something that'll replace that. Alright, got my new piece of hose put in there. So now let's try and get this thing in. Alright, there it is, back up in there. So it's up in there, bolted in good. I think I got everything connected again. Seems sturdy. So yeah. So now I'll just reset the codes, and hopefully that'll take care of my problem and the code won't come back. Well, that didn't work. So it's the next day, and I got an EVAP code on the drive home today. So either I didn't patch that spot good enough, or it's leaking from somewhere else. So I guess I'm going to hook the smoke tester back up and see where it's leaking from now. Well, it's not pouring smoke out like it was before, but it's still coming out here in the back by the EVAP canister. Unfortunately, I can't tell where it's coming from. Looks like it might be coming from that same up on top there. Alright, so I guess I'm going to lower it down again and then run some more smoke. Alright, so I can't tell exactly where, but it looks like it's still coming out around this spot I tried to patch up. So looks like my patch did not seal everything. So I think I'm just going to order a new canister, stop trying to patch this broken one up. I just figured I'd try and do that first, you know, and if it worked, then it worked, and it would get it would be at least be a temporary fix. But doesn't look like that's going to be the case, so I will order a new one and shove that in. Alright, so I ordered a new part, but in the meantime, I gooped even more RTV around there to see if I can get this thing to seal. So I'm going to put this one back in for now, because the new part won't be here for a few days, so we'll see if it seals up or if I still have a problem. Alright, so before I put this back in, I want to test it again. You can see I got the smoke going through it right now, coming out these holes. So in theory, if I plug these holes, I shouldn't see smoke coming out anywhere else. So it appears that it is sealed. I don't know. We'll find out when I put it back in if it throws a code or not. Alright, so it's been a couple days. I got my new part. Looks roughly the same as the one that's in there, so I'll go ahead and put this one in. Alright. So there it is. New one's in, hooked up. Hopefully that will take care of my code. I'll clear the codes and see if it comes back. Alright, so even after replacing that charcoal canister, I'm still getting EVAP codes. So I did another smoke test. I clamped off the vent hose so that nothing could go out there, and there was no smoke coming out anywhere. It seemed like it would pressurize the system, and I could hear the air stop flowing through the smoke test machine. So it seemed like there wasn't any leak anywhere that I could find, and it was driving me nuts. Couldn't figure out what was going on. So I started looking at more things, and so I thought, all right, I've been testing here going that way into the thing. What if I put the smoke machine on this way and hook this back up to my purge valve? Well, when I did that, smoke started coming out through my air box, and that seemed weird because I'm pretty sure that the purge solenoid is supposed to be closed when there's no power applied to it. I went and looked it up online, and sure enough, when there's no power on the purge solenoid, it shouldn't be open. So I shouldn't have been getting any smoke from anywhere because there's just that little tiny hose going back to the purge solenoid, and that was, it should have just gone into that hose and stopped right there. So then I did some more online reading, and I found you can test your purge solenoid if you take, the same line I was using to test the EVAP, take that line off, unplug the connector, and then start the engine. And if you can feel vacuum on that line, then your purge solenoid is stuck open. And sure enough, I did that. And so that means that it seems like my purge solenoid is stuck open. I thought that I had replaced this thing at one point, but maybe not. Maybe that was on the WK and I was misremembering. And so anyway, I went and I grabbed another purge solenoid off the XJ, and they appear to be more or less the same, except the mounting point is a little, okay, this one's just got that little thing on it. And so then I ran this one, same thing. I have just the vacuum hooked up to it. I turn the engine on, and you feel on here, and there's no vacuum. And so that's how it should be. Whereas on this one, when I was testing, I had the vacuum hose hooked to the bottom, and you put your finger on that with the engine running, and this disconnected, and you can feel there's a vacuum there. So this one, it seems like is bad. And so another thing, when I was watching some other YouTube videos about testing EVAP system, another thing that I heard mentioned is if your purge solenoid stuck open, that sometimes after filling your tank with gas at the gas station, the vehicle can be hard to start, or it'll crank a little long and not start. And that has been happening to me recently, like the last few days since I fixed that, or since I replaced the charcoal canister. There's been a couple times that I've filled it with gas and it didn't want to start right away on the first few cranks, and then I'd try again and it would crank for a really long time before it would finally start. So that sounds like maybe this purge solenoid was bad too. So I might have had two things wrong with my system. There's definitely something wrong with the charcoal canister because it had a big hole in it. But my patch may have fixed that, but whatever, I got a new one now, so I know that that's good now. And so now I should hopefully have a good purge solenoid as well, so I'll clear the codes and see what happens this time. Alright, so that seems to have done the trick. The light stayed off. The scanner application I have on my phone said it's ready for emissions, and I went and got it smogged, and it passed smog. So it looks like I had two things wrong. There was that obvious hole in the charcoal canister in the back, and possibly my patch would have fixed that, but I replaced it anyway, so now I got a new one and got the other one as a spare, I guess. And then the purge solenoid under the hood was stuck open. So once I fixed that, light stayed off, everything was good. Thanks for watching.